All right, let's go, Brandon. So let's go, Brandon Green, with the new latest episode here. We've got Kylee Hurrell from the Threedom Coaches in London. And how are you today, Kylee?
I reckon I'm a lot colder than what you are, Brandon.
I reckon you probably are
It's
too.
freezing here, but no, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good. It is hot over here. Is the snow still coming down there?
Yeah, and I'm not at all jealous after you've just said that.
Fair enough. What part of London
I'll be
there?
packing my suitcase, Brandon. I'll be on your doorstep tomorrow.
It'll be warm there in 6 months. Whereabouts in London are you?
I'm literally just outside of London, so at the moment I'm actually at my mum's, which is in Essex.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm literally just on the outskirts of London where I live and work.
All right, cool. And with the Threedom Coaches, can you tell us what that is basically? And is that just you yourself?
It's not so there's I've got two business partners, Dean and Jamie. Jamie is in Canada, and Dean's our little traveller. At the moment, he's in Mexico. So they're both in far more glamorous locations than me here, Brandon. So something's going wrong. I need to have a chat with them.
So where did you meet these people?
But hence the word freedom. Sorry,
Where
Brandon?
did you meet these people?
So we met online. We were all in the same coaching accreditation, and we all qualified at the same time. We became friends, just started talking about what we wanted to achieve and how we wanted to achieve it in our visions, and we had quite a lot in common. And then we realised we all started our own coaching companies, but we kind of realised there was a real power in the three of us coming together. Our skills were, and experiences and what we wanted to do. If we were a three in a company, we could offer a far more rounded package to our clients than what we were doing individually.
Okay, yeah.
So we took a bit of a leap of faith, Brandon, because we started this company up and we'd never met. This was all done online. Yeah. This was all done in Zoom chats. And it wasn't until 6 months later that we had a trip to Dubai that we actually met in person.
Yeah, right. So how long have you been going now?
Just short of a year, coming up to a year.
Yeah. And where did you meet in Dubai?
So Dean and I travelled from the UK together. Jamie got there a little bit before us, and we just rented a place out on the marina in Dubai. Yeah. And it was such a weird experience because I felt like I knew these people like inside out.
Yeah, well, that's what I was
but had actually never met them in the flesh.
Yeah. So you weren't disappointed with anyone when you met them? Were you like, oh?
No. I mean, luckily, it was an incredible trip. We all got on so well.
Oh, that's good.
And everything that the only shock of the trip is for some reason they thought I was really tall. And they thought I was about 6 foot. I'm like 5'3".
Oh, right.
And they couldn't get over how short I was.
Yeah, right. I don't know why they thought you were tall.
So, well, the thing is, I guess you make assumptions about people. We had spent 6 months getting to know each other, like you and I are right now, sitting down over Zoom. They'd never seen me stand up.
See you stand up.
And so that was the only real shock.
Fair enough. So do each of you three all have different strengths of skills that you bring to the Threedom Coaches?
Yeah, absolutely, because we kind of incorporate our old lives into our coaching as well. So I worked in the corporate industry for like 14 years. I was a lawyer. Then I worked in hedge funds for a bit. Dean worked in a variety of different industries, he's worked in the law to looking after a Puma, and he then ended up in the yachting industry and was in the yachting industry for quite a few years. And Jamie was a millwright for 22 years, but also had a sidekick of a marketing business. So we've got different skills from our past that we can bring into helping our business now. And then in terms of coaching, we're all qualified coaches, but Dean and I specialize in NLP, which is a type of coaching, and emotional intelligence, and Jamie specializes in hypnosis. So we've got different areas within the company, and our company's got two sides. One side's working with entrepreneurs, setting up their companies.
Yeah.
So anyone that's got a business idea and has been sitting on it and doesn't know how to get started, they're the people we help. And the other side of the company is working with other organisations on their company culture and just making it a much better and healthier work environment for everyone. So when we're working with people, we have like a full package that we can offer them, from the mindset, getting in the right place. For example, if you're starting up a business, getting in the right place, you know, have you got rid of all the fears and the doubts that are in the back of your mind? How confident are you? Are you focused? What's your clarity like? And then the practical steps. Obviously, Jamie's got the marketing side. Dean very much works more with like the branding, the visuals and the creative. And then I can help with like the compliance and the legals, getting a bank account set, you know, all the boring stuff comes my way.
So these
all the glamorous
businesses
stuff.
you work with, they're not like a little hobby startup businesses. It sounds like it's people with big ideas, big loads of cash, and want to do it all properly from the get-go. And
No, not at all, Brandon. I mean, look, a couple of them are, but to be honest, on the whole, our clients range from people that are setting up doggy daycare centres to people that are setting up holistic businesses. We've got some that's setting up like a sort of Airbnb type business. Others that want to set up YouTube channels and got film creators. So we've got a whole people that are setting up branding companies. But most of our clients, to be honest with you, are setting up on a budget and are looking either how to do this very minimally on the savings they've got, or how to find a small amount of investment, whether that's like a bank loan or like some sort of funding or grant. But most of our people that we work with are just the normal, you and me, people that are going to work, doing their 9 to 5, but are sitting on a business idea and want to get out of the 9 to 5 and start their own thing.
Where do these people find you? Because I wouldn't imagine a lot of people would know even a service like yours would exist, or like this sounds like a really good service that you're offering people who are starting up and want to do it all properly, from, you know, because the amount of resources and time they would waste not doing it all properly, you know, that's the, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
But yeah.
I do. I mean, look, Brandon, we're lucky that, due to the pandemic and COVID, obviously more people than ever are using online services. So, I mean, obviously we've got a website. You can find us through that. But to be honest, again, most of the people that we connect with and our clients come from social media. We've got a Facebook group. We've all got social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram and LinkedIn. And through our posts and through, I guess, searching for our group and stuff at different times, we make those connections in that way. People see what we're posting and we reach out, or they reach out, and that's how the connections are built.
Yeah. Well, honestly, 10 years ago, before I'd started anything to do with business, I wish I knew then what I know now, and that's what you know now and beyond what I know. And you can implement that in any business, as you're saying, and you rattled off a whole lot of niches. And honestly, when you know, but when you don't know, you don't even know what you need to know, you know. And that's what you know, and that's what you bring to the table. So yeah, which is great. You said you've got. So the Threedom Coaches is actually split into two sections. So you've got that part that helps the entrepreneurs start up and everything. And then you said you've got another one that helps established businesses remain tight as a working community, or how would you put that?
Yeah, I guess it's a bit of a trendy term, company culture, and people might think, what do you mean by that? But it's about the way companies, seniors, all staff members, how they talk to each other, how they communicate. Do your staff turn up and actually want to be at work? Are they actually happy at work? So it's looking at how the company runs and trying to tweak some of the differences that need to be made. So, for example, the way seniors talk to their team. Is there good communication there? Are you all on the same page?
The boomers are too old.
What's the stress? What's the stress like at work? Are you all under the, quash? Are you all under a mountain of paperwork and you're not allowed to say anything? And are you finding most of your staff are going off on stress leave because they can't handle what's going on at work? Because
businesses that you work with this part of your business, they must be a lot bigger, these ones.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, I think probably the smallest company we've probably worked with is about a team of 9.
Yeah.
And obviously keep things confidential, but that was a company, for example, where it was a small company and the person that founded it, the CEO, director, felt that their team a couple of members of their team didn't actually really want to be there. It wasn't really getting the work that they needed out of their staff. And obviously our job was to find out why that was happening and obviously then pick up the solutions of once we found out why that was happening.
So that's pretty weird because, how do they approach you with that, saying, oh, look, I run a business and, yeah, my staff morale's low. Or is it
literally that?
Yeah, wow, because that's I would say rare on a boss to look at, but where I come from, bosses are angry, grouchy, poking you with a stick to get you going, and the worker just did that to get his money to pay his rent and his food and whatever for the week, and that's how it was. So for a boss to actually say, "Hey, something's not right here."
I mean, obviously, Brandon, by the time it probably gets the boss and the boss is reaching out to us, in all honesty, it's probably because there is a situation where they're not seeing work being done and maybe they're losing money and they're losing clients and potentially they're even having to stay later and later of an evening and a weekend to pick up work that's not being done. So it gets to the point that they want
businesses are these?
Again, range from all different sorts to law firms, digital firms, people working in, branding, a couple of national firms that we've worked for that are more regarding healthcare.
Yeah. And once again, how would these people even know that a service like this exists?
Again, this is predominantly through LinkedIn and making connections on LinkedIn, our posts that we've got on LinkedIn, them searching for, something like a business coach and, our name appearing. And the same with Google. I mean, obviously looking for some sort of coach and business coach and our name popping up. And we've recently featured in a few magazine articles. So it might be that someone's read something that we've written and, it's resonated with them. And so therefore they've reached out.
Yeah. And how would, as someone who doesn't use LinkedIn or know any, I'm one of those people, and there's plenty of us that just see LinkedIn as a big, we call it wanked in because it just looks like a big wank fest of people saying, I work here, I'm the boss here, and not much getting done. But then I've heard a few people saying, like, no, no, it's really good for picking work up. And I'm like, how? Like, isn't that for job network agencies and websites like that? But yeah, so how do you find LinkedIn?
It's a good tool. It is a good tool, Brandon, because like I'm able to connect with a whole bunch of people that I wouldn't normally be able to
Do
reach,
you just
especially
spam everyone's
internationally.
inbox and hope for someone to go, oh, yep, I'll take that service? I don't know
Not
how
so
it works.
much.
I do not know.
Not so much. I mean, obviously, in terms of jobs, it's a good service to, if you're looking for particular jobs that you can search, adverts and what's, any job that going on there that fit your description. You've got the ability to sort of search people by industry. So, for example, if I was looking to connect with HR managers, I can put that into the search term and connect with a whole list of like HR managers and, requests to be, their contact and, message them, bring them into, I guess, my profile and then obviously my funnel. And then obviously from me then posting on my page and putting up comments or articles or suggestions that resonate, and then building a conversation from there.
All right. Yeah, sorry, just lagged a bit there. And with the, um, is it all of you looking for work at the same thing at the Threedom Coaches, or like one of you's bringing the work and you work as a team, or
Yeah, in some ways we split it up, in some ways we do it as a team. So for example, I predominantly work more with the corporate side of things. So I'm predominantly more on LinkedIn and making connections that way. Dean and Jamie are probably predominantly using things like Facebook more
yeah.
to make connections. Um,
LinkedIn's for big
but we
companies, isn't it?
kind of share the workload as well because we're in different time zones. We kind of share the workload as to what's appropriate for each other's time zones as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'd imagine so. Are you all English from England? Oh yeah. The technical difficulties there. Hey, your internet just dropped out. Um, yeah, right. So you're in different parts of the world now, but two of you from England and one from Canada, rightio.
Yeah, yeah. And as I say, and the beauty of that is that Dean's now based in Mexico, but he's usually somewhere else in the world. And the
Yeah,
company never sleeps. We're open 24/7, and our clients can come to us 24/7 because one of us is always awake, and they've got that customer service
service
all day,
all the
every
time.
day.
Yeah. All right, great. Well, the only other thing I wanted to ask you about was when when these companies do come to you and say, look, I've got problems here, do you have a good success rate, or do sometimes is it so bad in there that like the whole business just collapses under your watch?
No, not quite. The one thing that I will say there, though, Brandon, is part of coaching isn't always hearing the thing that you want to hear. So sometimes it's to the point of actually someone's really, really not aligned with that company, like the way the company's
I was about to say,
running.
wouldn't you get in there and find out that there's a Karen at HR or something causing all the division and problems in the joint, and just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, look, sometimes there is one particular individual that we really need to work
character. Yeah.
that we need to work with and build up, in terms of their communication skills, their language, and their awareness of how their language, communication, and behaviour is affecting others, of course, and so that they can see things from different perspectives.
But is that always well received when a third party comes in and starts telling people how to do their job?
That's the one thing we don't do. We're not there to say, do this, do that, but the whole point of coaching is that you ask questions and you try to get someone to see something from a different perspective, or think about something that they wouldn't normally think about. Like, give them space to, like, if I said to you now, Brandon, like, what are your blind spots? What are the things that you need to work on? Just in life, generally.
Me? I'm
Yeah.
perfect. I honestly wouldn't have a clue.
But if I let you sit and think on that tonight, like, what's one thing that you think I could probably improve on that, or I'd like to improve on that, or actually I'd like to be doing that differently?
The thing is with me, I believe, of course, I'd like to improve at everything, but at the same time, I'm complacent. So what happens with me?
Well, then, we would have more of a conversation. Like, why do you think you're complacent? Like, what do you think's... What's been the pattern?
Because I'm happy.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never really gotten my friends and that, they read, psychology books, how to be happier and all this stuff, and you see it sold by the masses, and then I've got friends saying, you don't know how good your mindset naturally is. You're so lucky to have this. People pay thousands of dollars to get where you are naturally. And I'm like, what? It doesn't register with me, like any coaching or any, like, yeah, I'm just complex. It's all a hedonic treadmill, You do something, you get better, and then you want it better again. So when I realised that, I was like, just be low forever, and who cares? You're not in the rat race, But yeah, of course we're all trying to, but I'm not trying to better myself. I just do stuff and I'm happy with it every day. Like, I must be a different type, I guess.
But is there not
You can call me anything. I've got thick skin. I don't care of other people's opinions of me or anything like.
But then I could say to you, like, Brandon, is there not one, like, you sound like you're doing a pretty good job of life. Like, you're happy with where you're going, you're happy how you're doing it. Is there anything that you think would make you even happier?
No.
Okay.
Well, I've never felt like that. Like, no.
No, but that's brilliant. I mean, you're winning there.
Yeah. Like, I've never been depressed or anything, so it's like, I don't know.
So if I said to you, Brandon, what is your idea of a fantastic day? Like, I said to you, Brandon, walk me through what a great day, what a happy day is to you.
A happy day is just a good day when I get to eat good food and be with my family, and yeah, work goes good, and that's really it.
Okay, so
And you don't get
every
sick.
sing-
You don't have, yeah.
so is every single day, does it look like that? Good food, time for your family, work goes well?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Because I work hard to do that. And when you work hard, you then, in retrospect, it doesn't look, you don't feel like you worked hard. You just do enough now. It's like this podcast thing. I'm only 4 or 5 episodes deep, but I've got a lot of time on my hands, and I've got time on my hands because I've created a good business for myself where I have that. And then, in a year's time, I'll have 500 episodes under my belt. You just know it's a numbers game, and you just got to do the things and force yourself to enjoy stuff. I don't know. I'm just different, but I'm not negative, I guess.
No, but you don't have to. You don't have to be negative. Like a lot of people, for example, don't even realize what their blind spots are. Don't even realize.
Correct,
Like,
and I think that's my biggest issue ever. I'm very ignorant to everything around me. But at the same time, I'm that because I don't care. I don't know. I don't know. But people seek help, People seek people like you. People seek help, yeah. And that's where you come in, I guess. But I don't know if you can help someone who doesn't want to be helped, or
no,
yeah. And that must be me. I just must not want to be helped.
because if you don't want to do the work and you don't want to be part of this, then you're not going to commit to it. You're not going to be open to it. You're not going to have the same motivation and dedication to it. So
Yeah.
as a coach, I mean, one of the things that I get to before I even take on a client is we have a couple of calls, and I need to know that you are committed to this, that you really want to be here and do this, because otherwise we're both wasting our time.
Yeah.
You're paying out money and you're not going to see the benefit of it, and I'm showing up and spending my time on something that's pointless, because
So people
again, you're
pay
not.
money to you, contact you, and then they don't bring themselves as well. Like,
Yeah, I have found that,
really?
and it's
Or
it's
they
a
just
waste.
think they can just pay money and then you wave a magic wand or something.
Yeah, and that's half the battle there, Brandon, is that someone needs to understand when they enroll on coaching, it's going to take hard work from them too. There's going to be things that you need to action at the end of that coaching session. There's going to be things that you need to work on. There's going to be things that you need to embrace. And if you don't want to do that work, then you're not going to see the results. So this is a pointless situation, because if you're not committed to it, we're not going to get the results. You're not going to get the results. And you're going to feel like you've wasted money. And I'm going to feel like I've wasted time that I could have spent with someone that does want to see the results and is going to put in the work.
Yeah. No, fully, I can relate. It's like going to a doctor. Doctor says you're sick, take these antibiotics, you'll get better, and then the patient doesn't do it, for example. Well, you're 3/4 there. You just got to, they got to put in something as well themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So in answer to your question, but I wouldn't work with someone, and nor would I recommend someone to do this. If you don't want to be part of it and you don't want to commit, don't pay out for it. And and also any ethical good coach is going to say to you, this isn't right for you. Not now. It might be that this is right for you later down the line. Like, come back to me in 6 months. Like, if you feel in like 6 months that maybe this is the time that you've got the time to commit, or you're in the headspace to commit, then great. But for right now, this isn't going to work.
Because all this self-growth and all this stuff, whatever, and I guess you're in it as well, that all just popped up in like the last 20 years or something, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's been going on a little bit longer than that, especially if you look at something like NLP. I think that's been around for about 30 something years, but I'd say really in the last 10 years, it's become far more trendier and popular.
Yeah, I would say that too. Like a lot of books are, maybe it's depression with everything. Um, why is it becoming so popular? Or is it people want to be seen as the number one, or all of a sudden, like, and you can be a tool to help someone be number one?
I think social media's got a lot to do with it. Obviously,
Yeah, it sounds like it.
people talk more. I think there's more of awareness around, for example, like mental health and it
Yeah,
being easier to talk about. Like it's not so embarrassing or it's not so shameful to say, I've had depression or I've been stressed today. You know, go back 20 years, you go into your office and say, I'm struggling with this. Most people would have been worried that they were going to be shown the door.
yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. So there is, well, a big change towards all this stuff. So yeah, that's interesting. All right. So yeah, and where can the your customers find you if they want more information in regards to your services?
Oh, cheers, Brandon. So you can find us at www.thethreedomcoaches.com. Threedom is spelled TH, that's THREEDOM, so that's the Threedom Coaches. We've got a website, but you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and just type in the Threedom Coaches and you will find us.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on, Kylie, today, and yeah, I hope it warms up soon for you there.
Thanks for having me.
No worries.
Brandon.